Welcome to Talon Talk. I'm Donovan McDonald of Armstrong High School in the Armstrong School District. On today's episode of Talon Talk, we will be talking about the most wonderful time of the year, Christmas. We decided to go out into the halls of AHS to ask students about their holiday plans.
Hi, I'm Maddie Ritchie, and I'm here in the decked out halls of AHS to interview some of our Holly Jolly students. I'm here with Taylor Rumbarger,
Courtney Beers,
Ariana Perella,
Megan McClafferty.
Diana Kennard.
What would you say your favorite Christmas tradition is?
It would be the Christmas Eve dinner we have at my dad's. We do the Italian Feast of Seven Fishes.
I would have to say my favorite Christmas tradition is my family has, we don't have Christmas Day, we have Christmas mid-afternoon because for the past 6 years my mom has always worked Christmas Day. So my dad, my brother, and I just sit around in our pajamas all day until 4 o'clock in the evening, and then she comes home and then we have Christmas morning.
hanging out with my family on Christmas Eve and watching Christmas movies.
What's your favorite holiday tune?
Ooh, yikes. Probably Santa Tell Me by Ariana Grande.
Jingle Bell Rock.
I'm gonna say Let It Snow.
What does your family do on Christmas Eve?
We watch Christmas movies in matching pajamas and eat a lot of food.
Well, usually this is when we exchange our family presents that we give to each other, and then we save the next day for the Santa gifts.
So Christmas Eve, we usually do Christmas dinner at my house with just my family, and it's not a whole lot because Christmas Day or the day after, we usually do a full meal with all my extended family. But I like Christmas Eve whenever it's just the 3 or 4 of us.
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Elf, 100%.
Christmas Vacation.
100. Oh, Elf. I love Elf so much. It's so good.
I'm gonna say the original Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
What would you like Santa Claus to put under the tree for you this year?
Hopefully good grades.
Hopefully something.
I would love $1 million.
My diploma.
Thank you for your time. Now back to the studio.
Thank you, Maddie. Here with me is the Jolly Fat Man himself to talk with us about this merry season. Thanks for coming in to talk.
My pleasure! My pleasure! You know, Armstrong High School is the second most magical place on Earth next to the North Pole.
So Santa, what are the kids asking for this year?
Well, you know, Donovan, aside from a lot of Fortnite requests, I'm actually still getting a lot of requests for dolls from that Disney movie Frozen, if you can believe it or not. And the little tykes sure love their Tinker trucks, the little boys.
So what's the most unique request you've gotten so far?
Well, I'll tell you what. It was about 34 years ago, and there was this little blonde boy named Donnie Swanson who was a big Star Wars fan. Do you know the Star Wars, Donovan?
Yeah.
The Luke and the lightsaber. It's delightful. Anyway, there's this little boy named Donnie who wanted the Millennium Falcon. Not a replica, not a toy, but the Millennium Falcon.
Did you deliver?
Unfortunately, no, I couldn't get the licensing agreement done with George Lucas.
All right, so what's your favorite cookie?
Well, Donovan, this is a secret just between you and Santa, and all of you. I like the round ones.
So aside from cookies and presents, tell us about this naughty nice list you have.
Well, you see, it actually works on a very complex algorithm, which is run through the ELF Central Control Unit computer. It's a lot of very scientific stuff. But it basically comes down to this, Donovan. Most kids are on the nice list. So if Santa remembers your name, Donovan, there's a good chance you're on the naughty list. But there is always a chance for redemption.
I think it's a little late for that. So what are you getting Mrs. Claus this year?
Well, I'll tell you that, but one of the key magical moments of Christmas, young Donovan, is that it's never too late. Never too late, Donovan. Well, one of my elves was telling me about a store run by some Victoria or something like that, but I think I'm going to go with an iPod.
She'll love that.
Oh, she will. She's taking up running, you know.
So, speaking of the elves, what are they doing today? And, these days.
Well, you know, they're working away, getting their old little elf hands all in the get-go of the gears of the holiday season. We only got 6 days to go. It's a big push.
So 6 days until you deliver the presents.
Ah, yes.
How do you do that in only one night?
Well, Donovan, it deals with temporal time displacement and quantum physics, to be completely honest with you. Perhaps you should ask your own Dr. Snyder that question.
All right, Dr. Snyder, I'm coming for you. So what's the true meaning of Christmas to you?
Oh, well, Santa, you know Santa is not the reason for Christmas, as much as I might like it to be. But in the Christian tradition, of course, it has to do with the birth of Jesus Christ, the Savior. But I think on a more broad sense, young Donovan, it's about caring and giving and taking a moment just to put all of our differences aside and recognizing the humanity that we all have in one another and in all people, and to just let all of the problems of the world fall to the wayside and take a moment and just love one another.
So, then what's your favorite part about Christmas?
Well, aside from the cookies, it would have to be just the joy that I know these little boys and girls all around the world are getting from the presents when they open them on Christmas morn.
So, whenever you were out delivering presents, did you ever encounter a kid or two who tried to stay up late to see you?
Oh, I certainly have. Why, in fact, Christmas in 1943 almost didn't happen because little Bill in Chicago had Santa caught up in a chain net for a good hour and a half.
All right.
Thank goodness gracious for Donner and his sharp teeth.
Okay. So, what would you say to the boys and girls watching this?
Well, boys and girls, here is the most important thing I think you need to remember. Always, when you have the choice to be right or be kind, be kind. Be kind to one another. Be kind to those around you. Look for the best in one another. And look to help one another, not take from one another. And remember, that's the true meaning of Christmas after all.
So back to your reindeer. You said Donner has some pretty sharp teeth.
Yes.
What's your favorite part about the other reindeer?
Well, I really only see them from the behind, so I don't know if I really have a specific part there, Donovan. I do rather enjoy Rudolph's nose. It's way brighter than you could possibly imagine. It's like a searchlight in space.
So would you say Rudolph is your favorite reindeer?
I can't really say that I have a favorite reindeer, but it certainly is Rudolph, yes.
Okay, so other than the reindeer and the elves, do you do the naughty nice list yourself, or do you have help from Mrs. Claus? Do the elves help you?
Well, you know, Mrs. Claus actually oversees that department because old Santa in his old age tends to forget to dot a few I's and cross a few T's. So actually, Mrs. Claus is the overseer of the naughty and nice list, yes.
Okay. So you said I might have a chance to get off the naughty list.
Everyone has a chance of redemption, Donovan.
How do you get off the naughty list?
Well, Donovan, the first thing you do is you admit that you've done something wrong. And then you try to make it right.
Like what?
Well, maybe you weren't nice to somebody or you put gum in a little girl's hair. The first thing you could possibly do is apologize to her. And then, next time you see someone being a little not nice, you step in and try to do the right thing.
Well, I want to say I'm sorry to Hannah Treadhart for putting gum in your hair.
Well, that's a step in the right direction, Donovan. And I have no doubt that Hannah Treadhart forgives you with a full, gracious heart.
I would hope so. So I see it's Christmas time, so obviously there's a lot of Christmas movies on Hallmark and Disney. How do you have time to be in all those movies?
Oh, well, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. The only one that really features me is the Christmas Chronicles.
So, thank you, Santa, for joining us.
My pleasure.
That's our show for today. I'd like to thank the TV production students here at AHS for being our production crew today. They were led by their teacher, Don Swanson.
Oh, what a guy.
Please join us next time for another look into Armstrong Senior High School. For more information about the show, please contact Mr. Chris Garitano on the ASD website. Merry Christmas.
And Happy Merry Christmas, everybody.
Happy New Year.